Hi everyone, it's Katrina. From beautiful flashing insects to one of the deadliest creatures of the sea, here are 10 of the most amazing iridescent animals in the world. Number 10. Violet Sabrewing. One of the most abundant species of hummingbird in the Americas, the Violet Sabrewing, can be found in mountainous forests from southern Mexico all the way south to western Panama. While most people associate hummingbird with a tiny and dainty specimen, the violet is in actual fact a large and spectacular birdie reaching the approximate size of a sparrow. Although the outer tail feathers of both sexes have broad white tips, the male is very colorful in comparison to its paler female counterpart. They have iridescent violet and green feathers, making them look like little jewels as they flit through the air. Many species of hummingbirds have iridescent feathers, but what gives them this unique coloring? They are structural colors, not pigment, which means that they are reflected by microscopic structural features of the feathers. On the surface of their feathers, they have tiny air bubbles that amplify certain colors of the spectrum, depending on their wavelength, and cancels out others. It can get very complex with many layers of air bubbles and feathers, making the colors shift continuously and giving them that iridescent quality. Number 9. The Iridescent Shark. If you're wondering why you may have never heard of this shark before, it's probably because it isn't really a shark. It's a species of shark catfish, but looks kind of like a shark to some degree. They are native to rivers of Southeast Asia and are bred for their meat, known as swai. They have been spreading around the world, and environmental groups have begun to find them in rivers in Colombia, South America, and they are very worried it could become a threat to endangered species. Because of their unique rainbow coloring, in the US and Europe they are now becoming popular for aquarium enthusiasts, but they aren't very easy to keep. They are migratory fish and like to live in murky water with lots of space. If kept under the right conditions, they can live over 20 years and reach a length of over 4 feet. They tend to be very active but are also timid creatures, and when they feel threatened, they'll play dead. I wonder if they can smell the frying pan heating up. When in a panic, they have been known to break the walls of their glass tanks. Their skin is incredibly soft and delicate, and all sharp objects should be removed from their habitats. Number 8. The blue Morpho butterfly. These winged beauties are labeled as one of the most emblematic and beloved of all the butterfly species because of their size and vivid blue coloring. These shimmering wings reflect the light, making the blue Morpho butterfly easy to spot in the Amazon rainforest. They are found in forests throughout Central and South America, and at 6 inches long with a wingspan of about 20 centimeters, they are recognized as one of the largest butterflies in the world. Despite their vivid blue color, the underside of their wings is covered in brown, black, red, and gray to help camouflage them from predators. They also have what is called a flashing defense, where their wings go from a vivid blue to a dull brown, making it appear and disappear while in flight. The blue Morpho butterfly is very territorial for a butterfly, and the bright coloring is designed to intimidate other males. Is it working? Do you feel frightened yet? An interesting little fact is that the wings are not, in fact, actually blue, but look that way as a result of pigmentation and the way the sun reflects on the microscopic scales on their wings, making them look vivid blue in color. The scales themselves are diamond-shaped, and the intense color is a result of the specific formation and placement of the scales on the wings. This is where the radiance of the insect comes into play, but in fact, it's just an optical illusion. And now for number 7. But first, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell before you leave. We have lots of new videos coming up. Number 7. The sea sapphire. These tiny critters look like gemstones flashing in the sun. Known as the Sapphirina copepod, they are also called the rice of the sea, since they are at the bottom of the food chain. Some people think they are the most beautiful ocean creature in the world. You'd have to let me know if you agree with that or not. The various types of sea sapphires shine in different hues, everything from bright golds to deep blue. Part of what makes them magical is that for an instant they'll shimmer brightly with color, and the next moment they'll disappear right before your eyes. Old Japanese fishermen would describe the water where the sea sapphires were in abundance as jeweled water, due to the fact that the sea would shimmer like diamonds falling from the sky in these areas. Their amazing Technicolor changing abilities come from the layers of crystal plates found in the skin cells along the copepod's back. It has been found that different species have different plates or layers, and this is the reason opposing classes of the creature flash in different colors, from gold to red to blue. Scientists speculate that the males flash to draw the attention of bypassing females, or as a form of competition, but who knows what else is going on with their complex social behavior. Number 6. The cuckoo wasp. Also known as emerald wasps, these guys definitely grab your attention, even though they are no larger than the average housefly. It moves fast and has a beautiful iridescent blue-green color. Unfortunately, the cuckoo wasp is actually a parasite, and just like the cuckoo bird, they lay their eggs in the nests of other species, usually bees and other wasps, hence the name. In California alone, there are 166 cuckoo wasp species. When caught invading another insect's nest, the cuckoo wasp curls up like an armadillo. Also known as kleptoparasites, murder is not their only crime. They will kill their host and then steal their reserves for their own consumption. Once their loot is all consumed, they turn their attention to the host's offspring, who will have hatched alongside their own. Their young will then start eating and taking over the fellow eggs and larvae. Studies have recently shown that these vibrant creatures, although easily seen and recognized outside a den, seem to be invisible inside the darkness of the burrow as they simulate the smell of their hosts. So far, scientists haven't been able to figure out how their unique coloring adds any function or advantage to their lives. But hey, it must be working. Number 5. Sunbeam Snake. Sunbeam snakes prefer humidity and dampness and usually live in damp, loose soil near water. They're mostly found in Southeast Asia. These snakes are known for their highly iridescent scales, and while the head scales are made up of larger plates, the ventral scales are slightly smaller. They usually emerge at dusk to feed on amphibians, snakes, rodents, and carrion, so basically everything. They tend to spend most of their time hidden and aren't venomous. They use constriction to kill their prey. Their unique display scales are highly iridescent, creating a fantastic display of colors when venturing out into the sunlight. Females usually lay up to 10 eggs at a time, and the babies are replicas of the adults, with the exception of having a pale collar around the neck, which quickly disappears as they grow and shed, revealing the iridescent scales. Number 4. The peacock. If we're going to be technical, the correct terminology here would actually be peafowl, where the male is the peacock and the female is called a peahen. But I wouldn't really worry about that because no one goes around saying peafowl anyway. There are 2 species of peafowl mostly recognized, the blue or Indian peacock and the green or Javanese peacock. In both these species, the male is the impressive one. After all, he has to impress the woman. Both the males have a train of tail feathers in a brilliant shade of metallic green. Each feather is tipped with an iridescent eye spot that is ringed with blue and bronze. During mating season, the males showcase their unusual plumage by quivering the feathers, which in turn emits a low-frequency sound which is inaudible to humans. Depending on where their potential mate is situated, close by or a distance down the road, they can change the frequency they emit by shaking different parts of their feathers. The males only start growing their trains at around 3 years of age and will only start changing color at around 6 months old, so when they are babies, it's hard to tell the difference. Peacock feathers are in high demand, and thankfully the males shed their train annually after mating season, ensuring that their feathers can be scooped up and sold without needing to harm the birds themselves. Number 3. The Paua snail. Paua is a Maori name that is appointed to 3 species of edible sea snails. These sea slugs are most commonly found in shallow coastal waters along the rocky shorelines in New Zealand, Australia, Japan, the west coast of the US, and South Africa. The massive sea snails feed on seaweed and survive the strong ocean tides by clinging to rocks using their large, muscular foot. The foot muscle incorporates immense suction power to move the animal along, equaling about 4,000 times its own body weight, and keeps it anchored in strong sea currents. The Paua shell, with its layer of mother of pearl, is also frequently used in jewelry, buckles, and buttons, and makes for quite an admired and favorite keepsake with its striking blue, green, and purple coloring. The shell itself is unassumingly strong, with it being constructed of microscopic tiles, which are stacked like bricks, much like you'd stack bricks when you're building your home. Excessive farming, overfishing, poaching, and increasing acidity levels in oceanic waters have pushed the Paua snail to the brink of extinction, with the black abalone being classified as critically endangered and the pinto abalone as endangered. Even though stringent laws regarding the harvesting of wild abalone have been brought to action in various countries, a full-grown abalone fetches around $100 on the black market, and poachers continue to harvest the sea snail illegally. Number 2. Jewel beetle. Jewel beetles have been prized for their beauty since ancient times, especially in Asia. Their iridescence is their trademark, and these critters come in varying shades of red, blue, orange, green, yellow, and black. The beetle sheds its exoskeleton when it molts, revealing a brand new sparkly outer plate. There are over 400 species of these beetles, but the largest ones are the most interesting to collectors for sure. Also known as metallic wood-boring beetles, they like to feed on foliage and nectar, so it gives them these good looks. Their color bands correspond to different layers of nanoscale layers that scramble light and reflect this iridescent sheen. Scientists from the Netherlands and Japan were very surprised to find that their surface was smooth, and it is most likely that iridescence helps them recognize each other and find mates. Number 1. The blue-ringed octopus. Found in the coral reefs of the Indian and Pacific Oceans from Japan all the way to Australia, the blue-ringed octopus might be tiny, but this little guy is one of the most venomous animals in the world. They can range from the size of a golf ball to the size of a human hand, and their brownish-yellow coloring helps them blend into their surroundings. That is, until they feel threatened, when they will start flashing iridescent blue rings as a warning signal. These flashing blue rings are caused by iridophores, which are thin plates that reflect light. They can make them visible or invisible, but cannot turn them off chemically. The question for scientists is, how are they not constantly visible if the effect can't be turned on or off? It turns out that the iridophores are in modified skin folds that hides them when the octopus is feeling relaxed. If it feels nervous or threatened, it will contract muscles to expose the iridescent warning. This is the only animal with this kind of mechanism discovered so far, although there are probably more. If you choose to ignore this warning, they can deliver a quick bite with tetrodotoxin, also found in pufferfish and some poison dart frogs. One nip has enough potency to kill a human within minutes, and there is no antidote available. Symptoms include numbness in your muscles, nausea, blindness, and eventually paralysis leading to suffocation. But don't worry, it is not known to be aggressive and will only bite if you grab one or accidentally step on it. Heed the flashing iridescent warning. Thanks for watching! What's your favorite iridescent animal? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye! Have a great day!